Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Why does he sound like the old Northernlion? You know why? Because he is old Northernlion. What is this start? This is incredible. Now, I'm still, I got the flu, as you might expect, with it being somewhere between 9 and 24 hours from the last video. We're working it through. Life goes on. Dude, this is the second run in a row where we've gotten Bookworm on our second room. That's insane. On the bright side, well, I mean, that is already, on the bright side. There's no other bright side necessary. But on the other hand, for the interest of variety, we're gonna roll Shoop da Whoop. This is an incredible start. And you don't need me to tell you that. Shoop da Whoop is very good. Infestation 2 is one of the best items in the game, full stop. I will stand by that forever. It will take my breath away. Enrique Iglesias, hero. Look it up sometime. That's right, I went to high school during the years 2002 to 2006. I know most of the words to Enrique Iglesias' Hero. People did it, well, to that song, but also they did karaoke of that song at our high school talent shows. Okay? It was that. And then there was this one kid every year he would get up and he would sing AC/DC. We just kind of tolerated it. It was like a thing, sort of. It was like, oh, here comes AC/DC kid again. Pardon me. To sing some AC/DC. But it was mostly Hero. And then one year, this guy got up and he did, the roof is on fire, We don't need no water. Let the mother fathers burn. Only he didn't say mother fathers. And the whole school was like, is he gonna say it? And the principal was like, I don't know what's going on here, but all these kids look really excited. I've never heard of this song before. It must be really good. And then he said the MF word and he pretty much got dragged off stage. That's the end of the anecdote. I don't know what happened to that guy. If you're watching this video, just put "it was me" in the comments below. And assuming there's only one of you, so none of you can tell a lie, I'll know who it is. I really I think that's why American Idol is a great show. And I do think it's maybe the worst television show ever made, but simultaneously I think it's awesome. Because my favorite day in high school, or middle school for that matter, was always the talent show. There's always the stakes are so high. Because if it's like 9th grade, and you go up for the talent show, and you're just horrible, which I can relate to, which is why I never did the talent show, you know you're never going to live it down. This is an insanely good room. Until 12th grade, you're going to be the guy, people are going to be like, remember when you went up there and you tried to sing Hello by Adele, but you forgot the words and you ran off crying halfway through? That was a hoot. You're going to be that kid for the rest of high school. It's where identities get defined. But there is a chance for greatness. At my high school, there was a duo, two ladies. They sang Christmas Shoes. It was a terrible song. You ever hear the expression, no good deed goes unpunished? This is a great example of that. They sang Christmas Shoes. I expected it to be terrible. The song was terrible. Their singing was lovely. They have great voices. And I'm not gonna be mad at them for, singing a song that I think is kind of lame. They were, 14 the first time they sang it, right? Because it went over so well, they sang that song at the talent show every year, even when it was like May. It was like, who's making you buy these shoes for my mama, please? That's not how it goes, but tune-wise. The lyrics are A+. That's why if you're too good, and this is a lesson you can take with you into the workforce, by the way, if you do something too well, there is no reward except being punished with more work. That's if you're working for somebody. If you're working for yourself, work hard, choose an honorable duty, and do it to the best of your ability. If you're working in an office at a job that you hate, there is a little bit of a, and I've been there, there's a little bit of an angle of like, okay, I'm gonna do this. My boss gave me some work at 10:15. I'm gonna pass it back 3:45. The reason I'm going to pass it back at 3:45 is very simple. First off, it sets a precedent. This much work takes 5 or 6 hours. You know, you get a lunch break in there, a couple of meetings. It takes roughly a day or so to get done. And that's important that they think that, even though it's false. And then secondarily, if you pass back work that late in the day, you pretty much got the rest of the day off. That's my experience at the office job that I worked. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to re-roll the whole run, but I'm going to re-roll the whole run because that's the kind of person I am. Plus, we're careening towards Guppy anyway, so there you go. We're Guppy. And we have Ipecac, and things are dangerous, especially with Mom's Eye, but also amazing. So this is very good and did not go poorly for us. Let's go back this way. It's where identities are forged. I never did anything at the talent show. It's because my talents did not exist until YouTube was invented, and even then I didn't realize it until it was a little bit later. What am I going to go up there and play 45 minutes of Isaac? The other thing is, you know, so I've done it before in my life, and I harbor a certain, I hold a torch in my life at least for the idea of doing stand-up comedy, not as a job necessarily. Obviously, why would I choose to be a stand-up comedian when instead of being a stand-up comedian, I could be a C++ programmer at an old bank? You gotta just use your head when you're thinking about situations like this. Seems like a lot of pressure, you know, to be a stand-up comedian. First off, I can put out content every day. The stand-up comedian, you're honing like one act for years, and then you're putting it out there. You're hoping that people like it. If they don't like it, that's years of your life wasted. It's kind of like being a game developer, I imagine. I'd rather just go in and get paid a salary, because I have no backbone. But also, I have responsibilities. That's the root of cowardice. It's like, I can't afford to die. I got people looking out for me. Or, you know, that rely on me. We need to buy a spirit heart, by the way, or we're gonna be murdered. Now. So I harbor that idea, but you don't want to be the kid that does stand-up. I did stand-up a couple of times in college. Told the story many times. I'm going to tell it again. Just to get me ready for the possibility of ever doing stand-up again. First time, terrible. I went in. I was way too edgy. I was like 19, so I came by it honestly. Me and my friend, we did it as a dare, and we wrote our sets in a day. His set crushed. It was an open mic at like a local club. His set killed, and it was almost entirely stolen. I don't begrudge him for that. There was a time constraint. And I realized that even if people have heard a joke before, they're fairly likely to laugh at it if they find it funny. And it's only, I guess, like comedy nerds that are like, hey, he stole that. I've heard that one before. Everybody else is like, dick push-ups. I get it. No offense, Mike. It's not Fox, but it is a mutual friend of ours that's also named Mike. I know that sounds suspicious, but it's one of the most common names on the planet, thanks to the Bible. And the staircase. Probably not the staircase, but anyway. Great joke for you Dave Rudolphs out there. You don't want to be the... Oh, wait, I didn't even finish the anecdote. First set, really bad. I did a bit about how... You know, why the city can never make progress, because whenever there's a problem with the city, young people make like a petition to get the issue handled, and then it gets brought in front of City Hall, but they're all too busy to go. The only people who end up going are people that have nothing better to do, tend to be older people. What was the punchline? Said we should murder all people over the age of like 55. Some guy in the audience went, my grandma's 55, and I said, sorry, dude, and nobody laughed. I still think with a little bit of punching up, that premise could work, but you gotta know your audience. They have no idea that you're hilarious and right, so, you know, you gotta work. It's probably not a good opener. I do have a bit... Or at the time, I had a bit about how I'd also once lit a Bible on fire. It was not necessarily a great look. Like, it was like a good Ricky Gervais. So, like, not a very good look for me at that age. Anyway, went back again. Maybe like a month later. More prepared. Set went pretty well. And then I said, whoo, that went well, so I can never do that again. But you know, it's stressful. I'm not going to be the guy who does that as a 16-year-old. It's way too much pressure. When you bomb, you know, I say it like I'm an old seasoned veteran, but you bomb in a room full of strangers, who cares? When you bomb in front of the people that make up your entire social group for your formative years of your young adult life, that's a lot of pressure. Plus, you can't say the F word. And I don't know, you gotta imagine if you made jokes at the teacher's expense, they could go wrong, right? Hey, remember that time Dr. Masadi left because she had a nervous breakdown? That was pretty funny. Get it? That's the end of the joke. Look, that whole thing was fabricated. We didn't go to school with a Dr. Masadi. That doesn't really make sense. I think it was the name of my old optometrist. And he's dead now. So I'm honestly not really that concerned about his teaching career, which never happened in the first place. I apologize so immensely for the quality of my voice right now. It's killing me inside, dude. You know what I was thinking about, though? What happens, say you're filming the new Mission Impossible, alright? Mission Impossible Fallout. Tom Cruise comes in on a Monday, you know, shooting, it's like $3 million a day or something like that. It's expensive. Tom Cruise comes in and he goes, guess what? I have laryngitis. I can't be Tom Cruise today. What do you do on those days? Does everybody just sit around and go, well, we can't really, like, I mean, there are, like, 3 scenes in this movie that don't have Tom Cruise in them. We can shoot the scenes where the villains conspire, and we can shoot the scenes where, like, the CIA goes, hey, where's Tom Cruise? And then they go, I don't know. And they go, that's the job. But what if it's like you booked, you know, you got the airplane that he's supposed to jump out of with no parachute to prove that he's a real man. And he's like, I can't jump out of the plane. That's Tom Cruise being sick, not me. This is what I sound like sick. Tom Cruise goes, I'm in pain. Does everybody else just sit around with their thumbs up their butts? Is it like waiting for a snow day? Okay, apparently, by killing ourselves with that, we got an unlock. People wake up, turn the radio on, and they go, in other news, good start. In other news, Tom Cruise is still sick today, and they go, yay, I don't have to work. Maybe yes, maybe no. I just think it's a lot of pressure to be a Hollywood actor. It's almost as much pressure as being like a YouTuber. Like if Simon Pegg is sick, they're like, oh, that sucks, get well soon. But we'll just film like the 80% of the movie that you're not in today. If Tom Cruise is sick, what do you do? That's the job. Thank you. I know what you're thinking. It's nice that you can still have such a positive attitude while being ill, Ryan. And it's true. I am very strong and humble. I think it's time to admit, though, like, I ain't got the best immune system. I get sick enough that it's like, I'm not gonna say it's starting to worry me, but I'm like, yeah, man, there was a time I was like Mr. Perfect attendance in school. I never, to the best of my memory, I never faked sick in my entire scholastic career. There are times I was sick but could have gone, but was like, maybe I shouldn't go because I'm sick. And I think, you know, I built up a great degree of trust with my parents where they just believed that, which is good, actually. I mean, that's like the kind of relationship I think you should have, is if someone goes, I'm sick and don't really want to go to school. It's not like, it's not lazy to not go to school when you're ill. Even if you could go to school, you know, you should probably avoid infecting other people. It's a needlessly macho attitude, right? It's like, yeah, I feel like not that good, but that doesn't matter. I can still sit in a chair for 8 hours and infect 30 other people with this disease. That's what I like about being on YouTube, is like there's no moral compunction like that. That being said, I did take a flight yesterday. So, sorry, every other country on Earth. By the way, proptosis. Good. Scary, but good. I always hate that. People say, like, you know, Well, you're patient zero. No, I'm not. I didn't invent norovirus. It's been around forever. I was given it by somebody else. The same way you're patient zero from somebody else's perspective. I did not invent the disease. Who do you think I am? Like straight out Mission Impossible? I don't remember. Mission Impossible 2 had some kind of man-made disease. I recall this greatly. So here is an extreme moment of truth. Is this worth doing? No? No. 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 Wow. They really gave me the exact number of no's from the bridge from No Scrubs, right? Except when Lisa Left Eye Lopez goes, no, 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 no. That's more no's. Anyway. I was thinking about it. I was Mr. Perfect Attendance. I didn't like skipping school. Because I was the kind of kid, and I still am like this. I'm like, if I take a day off from making Isaac videos, that's not like a day off. This is very sad, again, by the way. I don't relish this anymore. There was a time when I did. Now it's just a part of me that I can't control. Instead of thinking as a day off from Isaac, I'm just like, well, I gotta make up that debt elsewhere. So if I record one less Isaac episode today, it means I'm recording one more tomorrow. Which is simultaneously the reason I'm so consistent, and simultaneously the reason I tend to be pretty stressed out. I put on a good face most of the time, but I am carrying a weight on my shoulders, mostly related to playing video games on the internet, which is very silly. But I take it seriously, and I think, I should. I take my role seriously. I like to be consistent. Because when I watch other YouTubers, and then I rely on their content to take my mind off things, and it doesn't exist, I'm like, come on, Dan Carlin, it's been 4 months. I need another hardcore history. I'm tired of falling asleep to the Celtic Holocaust, even though I'm learning quite a lot about Vercingetorix. I would just like some variety, please. I understand it takes a long time to make an episode. They're 4 hours long each. Fairly well researched, to what I can tell at least. But come on, dude. I'm dying over here. But still, that's why I'm recording right now. Because I'm like, well, I don't feel great. But if I don't record, I'll have to do one more tomorrow. And tomorrow, I might feel worse. I think that's very much like kind of it's the actual distilled nougat center of my personality. Tomorrow might be worse. You have to laugh about it. I'm like, yeah, today's bad. But I better do something today. Because tomorrow, it could all go sour. I was going to say south. Should have gone with south. It's a little punchier. Hey, back off. I think we're going to win. But we are in kind of like prime territory for accidentally getting ourselves killed on the chest, on the same room over and over with the candlestick. It's also like a world record run for timing. Let me put it this way. You're in a dangerous spot. By the way, nice spawn. Really appreciate it. Todd McFarlane. There's no chance. You don't fight Hush on this one. You're in a tough spot when you're like, oh, I better play it safe and use Anarchist Cookbook on this room right here. Oh my god, it worked. But I do think, it's nice of the game to be kind of merciful for me right now. Please, the flies. The flies. Where the sun never shines, they'll slaughter the widow too. Again, still believing in my head, one day, my sick singing voice is gonna be a good singing voice. I'll be the new Mason whatever. Lord, I don't know what. Don't even try that one. All I do is sit and cry. Cannot be done. He posted a tweet today. I know his account is handled by his grandmother. It's a headshot of him in a cowboy hat. Looking, you know, like he's out to take names. And it says, "No snake in these boots." What does that mean? You live in the year 2018. Of course there's no snake in your boots. No snake could fit in them. You're a child. He's a child. They're like size 6s. No snake, maybe like a garter snake. I'm not even trying to take it literally. It's just bizarre. What do you mean no snake in these boots? Is there some kind of like country phrase I'm missing out on? I feel like the tweet is written in another language. Yo, thank you. This is not necessarily that good, but thank you nonetheless. Anyway, I have no recollection at all of what I've talked about in this video. Let's re-roll absolutely everything. Stay away from me. Okay, now we have like the world's most boring epic fetus run. So what we're gonna do is pick up every item that's ever existed. And we're going to re-roll the entire run. Because this is not synergy. It's not bad. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's like extremely good. But it's not that fun. How about this? We hit 100 damage for a second there? Or am I losing it? I might be losing. By the way, don't worry about me. This is my last episode for today. After this, I'm going to take a nice bath in Neocitrin, aka Lemsip, hot lemon relief, whatever you want to call it. Don't call it hot lemon relief. That's only its close friends and the occasional debutantes. What is a debutante? You know what? I already answered that question for myself. I believe a debutante is a young lady who is debuting for suitors at a debutante's ball in Bizarro Land, aka the 1830s, or also possibly like right now in Louisiana. I don't know. I'm not trying to insult Louisiana or southern genteelness. But that is true, right? The world was weird back then. It's different, right? I mean, it's definitely different. You don't need to answer. That's a rhetorical question. Nowadays, nobody meets their spouse by going out to a place where it's like, oh, it's June 1st. All the young ladies that were born on, you know, this year are all going to be debuting. You know, it's like the NHL draft, but kind of like more lecherous, but also not lecherous. It's always like when in all those old stories, you know, where they met at the debutante's ball. It's like, oh, I get it. So he's rich. If it was like some weird dude on the street that was like, excuse me, young lady, have you debuted yet? They'd be like, Jeeves, pass me the bear spray, please. There appears to be a man of a perverted nature nearby. But because it's all dressed up all fancy like a ball, you got nothing to worry about. I'm being straight up with you. That's how sick I am. I must be crazy. I'm going to the void. It's so cold in the void. How am I supposed to remain deployed? Well, I'm going to remain deployed despite being ill, because I am still in my 20s. It's hard to undeploy sometimes. Yes, this is a euphemism. Mostly I'm joking though. I got it under control. I am re-rolling, but I'm not re-rolling for sport anymore. I'm re-rolling to try to find the Holy Grail. And this Grail is pretty holy. It doesn't hold water too well. Or wine, whatever. Nobody drinks. That's a good sketch for you. Jeeves, why are you drinking water out of that Grail? Don't you know water is drunk out of a flagon? Mead from a horn, wine from a carafe. The blood of your enemies from a goblet. But not from a grail. Only a potion is drunk from a grail. As he slowly gets deeper and deeper in voice content. Champagne is consumed from a flutes. A highball is consumed via a glass of the same name. Jose Cuervo imbibed henceforth through a shot glass, or alternatively, out of the belly button of someone you just met from 3 states over. But a grail? A grail of water, Jeeves? My good man, some people might question, has he truly lost it? I can't go back to talking normally, or that bid would have ended a long time ago, okay? I don't know about this one. Yeah, that seems like real bad, like. Alright, please don't be who I know you will be. You know what I mean? Ah, yeah, okay. Wait, you died so quickly, though. What is this? I don't know what's happening. But it seems okay. But I can't say that with authority, because I don't know what's happening. I think I want to reroll. And I might need to talk to my lawyer. It's like if it hits you, you're dead. But what is this? This is extremely not good. Why did I reroll the synergistic one? Like the super high damage one? It scared me, okay? That's what it came down to. I got frightened. It's not a great emotion to have as an adult man. Traditionally, I don't know where we stand in the present day, but, you know, I'm supposed to be roughly the type of person that you'd land on a desert island and you'd be like, he's the leader of the pack, you know? You ever see Lost? I'm probably like roughly the age that Matthew Fox was when he played Sawyer on Lost. Let's he didn't play Sawyer, he played Jack. Matthew Sawyer. Matthew Lost. What's his name? Matthew Fox, right? Matthew Abaddon. He was born in 1966, which means in 2003, when Lost premiered, he was 37 years old. That is not my age. But he was getting there. And who knows, if the Oceanic Airlines flight had crashed 7 years earlier, he might have still been looked to as a leader. Now this is a weird one, but I kind of dig it. Let's roll with it. So I don't like to acknowledge, you know, that I have fear. Because when I was a kid, you know, things would happen. I gotta, you know, here's an anecdote for you. It's very close to the heart. Don't know if I've ever told this one before. There was a fire alarm when I was in 3rd grade. And I heard rumors. Everybody in the school had to evacuate. I heard rumors that there was like a hairdryer in the school, like the bathroom, that had caught on fire. In my head, I was like, we're all gonna die. So I started to cry. And it's a very embarrassing story. I was comforted by my classmates, which is very sweet but also embarrassing because we're at the same age, you know? It's really like an I should have known sort of situation. But anyway, I was looking to adults in that situation to be calm, and they were, because there was nothing to be scared of. But I always think about that, you know? I'm on like an airplane, and I'm like, if this thing starts going down, people are going to be looking to me and be like, is this guy, you know, he's my barometer, and I'm going to be freaking out. Or asleep, one of the two. Anyway, this was a crazy good run. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.